Welcome back to the channel, guys. Did I promise a video like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I kind of didn't. I was in my, well, not actual hometown, but my hometown before my birth town, visiting a friend, and well, then I came back and I had the motivation to continue the project. Yeah, it is, however, continued, but as for today, I have something different that I want to put out as a video. So in Germany today, it's Day of the Worker, or Workers' Day, or whatever you want to call it. We say Tag der Arbeit. And the thing is, it is a holiday since, well, the Third Reich officially, then the East German Democratic Republic, the DDR, or GDR for English speakers, made it a holiday as well. They just took it and were like, yeah, we just write our own little story for it. And after the reunification, it still was holiday. So, yeah, what better way to celebrate the Workers' Day than building a T-72 M1, an export T-72 variant used by the East German Army, the NVA. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into building. And before we start with the building, look at the price, $30.99. Back in the day when Revell was affordable in 1/72 scale, and you preferred some Revell over some other stuff like artillery, which is still a bit more expensive. So this means this kit is laying in my stash for around 10 years now. So why I try to pick up this little wheel here, you can see that my camera is shaking. This is because my phone is directly in front of my head, and sometimes when I do some tiny and hideous tasks to complete the model, I bounce my head against the phone and then it's shaking funny. So yeah, that explains the shaking in like the past video and the future videos from now on. And I have to mention here that I originally filmed the assembly of the wheels. There was one issue. I put the wrong wheels onto the tank. I think I put T80 wheels on it. I'm not sure if it's T90 or T80 right now. I need to look that up, but I don't want to right now because I'm still in the middle of 2 projects. Yeah, so that's why I left it out. I put the wrong wheels on. Go hate me in the comments for that. Very much appreciated. Oh, and another trick that I kinda thought of that might would work. When you do 1/72 scale kits from Revell, especially tanks, just take a long part of the tracks and firmly push it against the wheels so they somehow going to end up in a straight line, which makes it way more easier for you later on. It did work on this T-72. Oh, by the way, one note, you might see it often in this video, don't know what I cut next, but I always tested the upper plate, which is the upper hull, so to say. It's just a glorified plate, okay? Just in case if there would be any gaps or something, I could fix it right away and not realize it after the first painting step, which I will talk about later on with the approach. And then it looks like the model, the 60 will be built on a Saturday when there was no Star Wars The Clone Wars, and my evening entertainment was an World War II documentary, or any documentary really. Yes, as a child watching documentaries, I was not a normal child, okay? Also, funny story, really quick. Back in the day when I was around 8 to 9 years old, my aunt and her husband gifted me a model, a Horton 229. We all know it, the German Dorito basically. And I didn't know this plane existed, and I was like, ooh, that's German? And it looks cool. And I was like reading a bit on the instructions, the Revell instructions. Back then had some sentences about it, some short info, you know. And when I finished it in the evening, my mother told me, not come. She told me, yeah, there is, check the program, and there's a documentary about the plane you built today. And then I took the plane, put it on the table in the living room, facing it didn't have a pilot, but facing it towards the TV, and then I looked at the documentary about this plane, and yeah, that's. I still have it in stash somewhere. I might recreate this. And I didn't use my Mr. Surfacer today because I went for a different approach. I used XF1 as a primer. Also, you can note that the lower hull is not attached to the upper hull or the glorified plate. This is because I did some pre and post shading. Well, post shading only after I realized the pre shading doesn't look as good as the 135th scale. But I wanted the lower hull to be very dark in contrast to the highlights on top of the glorified plate. So basically I primed with black and then I went to olive green. And yes, I know it's not the best straight out of the bottle, but I used it for my Soviet tanks. I think it fits the Soviet scheme a bit more, at least the later ones from the T-series. But honestly, 4BO is a hard color to mix, and yeah, I could use my XF4, my yellow, to give it this yellowish tint to make it more look like 4BO. But yeah, this is something I will do in the future on a big Soviet tank. I'm not sure which one, but on a bigger one. For now, we have to live with olive green. And sorry for the bad camera angle, guys. I didn't realize it when I was filming it, but I was very close. I mean, you can see I finally get my hand on some latex gloves for not making my fingers dirty every time. And I had my mask on this time since it was like the second model I painted on this day. So. And here you can see my different approach I took. I mean, yes, I put the tracks on off camera again. It's 1/72 scale, don't hate me, guys. I think I showed it on the Panther. I think I did. Or did I actually show it on any tank? I'm not sure. I will show it in the future. So yeah, anyways, for the glorified plate, I left it unpainted because I wanted to paint the lower hull first, then glue on the glorified plate. I mean, it's a Soviet tank. It's a very easy way for painting. And then we continued with the second phase of painting, which is upper hull and, well, areas that are keen to get more sunlight than the rest of the tank. So, I masked the tracks, I mean the sides and some of the front and back lower hull. And then we started again with the XF1 as a black primer. And not gonna lie, guys, I primed my entire Space Marine army, except one build that I forgot, with the Mr. Surfacer 1000 or 1100, I'm not really sure. I think the 1000 though. And I do like XF1 from Tamiya as a primer. I don't know, it just gives me this perfect feeling, you know. Everything is black. I covered everything. Well, maybe it's because I'm partially blind, but yeah, it's a great way. So yeah, anyways, after this I did some pre-shading with XF2 white, and it didn't really work out great. And then I took, well, the olive green in my airbrush, and I put a tiny amount of XF white in it, mixed it in the airbrush. So yeah, I did some, well, sprays of the already in the already loaded olive green to push it out to make it lighter, or for the lighter olive green to come out. And I hope you can get where I'm going. And then I did basically just highlights. I went over everything in the middle and stuff where I thought, yeah, it could be a bit brighter, shadowy stuff to the edges, etc, etc. So, and that's how this T-72 came to be, basically. And I think it turned out beautiful. Yes, if I would have put some XF4 in the yellow, it would have been better looking for 4BO. But yeah, since the one I know standing here in Dresden does look more, well, green than yellowish, I do believe the approach I did here is the best fitting. And I mean, as you can see here with the olive green, I did a semi-good job for the, well, pre-shading. It would work better in 1/35th scale, not gonna lie. But do you guys know how expensive Tamiya has gotten recently? I mean, I'm used to pay a good amount for my Tamiya kits and stuff, but damn! They want 80 buckaroos for a T-72! 80 buckaroos! Do you know what 80 buckaroos is? It's basically 1 week of groceries for me. Or a few Counter-Strike passes, so I can play Counter-Strike and get skins that I maybe resell. I got addicted to Counter-Strike again, by the way. Also, I have to mention here that the D-kits were super tiny, and problem is they are a bit, well, out of scale. I think the black of the NVA tank rundle is printed above the red part, and the red is... The black is smaller than the red piece of the circle, if you get what I mean. I mean, you only see it when you look close up, and I thankfully didn't do a close up of the turret, but yeah. That's something. So yeah, after I put all the D-kits on, and with all the D-kits I meant 4, and I kind of lost one again. And recently some D-kits just come off and I lose them, and I don't know where they are going. They are so small that they're... I don't know, maybe my landlord, after I move out of my apartment in like 10-20 years, finds the D-kits and is asking me, yo bro, what the fuck is that? And I was like, I lost it 20 years ago when I built small little model kit. Yeah, anyways, after I put the D-kits on, and while the piece of wood that is mandatory for a T-Series tank, at least 72s and 80s and 90s, I call it good. And there you have it, guys. T-72 M1 from the former East German People's Army, or the Nationale Volksarmee. So, and one thing, I had to turn the brightness up on my phone camera, so maybe the model looks a bit too bright here. Don't know what happened yesterday. I have a new phone since a month now, or 1.5, and yeah, kind of problematic. So yeah, anyways, let's get back to the tank. Yeah, it's not the first T-Series I built. If you remember in my rewind from 2023, the last one series, there was actually an T-80B with Ukrainian markings and flag. Lol. Yeah, it's highly inaccurate, but I just built it because I wanted to build something Ukrainian and didn't get my hands on anything except DK sheets back when the war was at a high stake in 2023 when it was 1 year anniversary and stuff. Yeah, anyways. So, yeah, it's my second T-Series. It's my first T-72 series model, and I think I did a good job. Yes, you could argue that the highlights are a bit off and the green is not really the 4BO, but we get there. We get there at 1/35th game. So, also I have to note here the tracks are very nice for Revell. I mean, they're not super complicated and you could apply them easily. Also, looking at the back of the vehicle, we can say actually that the wood color is absolute dog shit. I shouldn't have used it. It sticks out, okay? I mean, yeah, it's kind of bright, and the rest of the tank is bright, but look at the top. The khaki color fits well. And now look at the wood, and tell me it doesn't look like a toy. If I would have left it out, you could see the gaps, but the 2 holes where it's supposed to be glued on. Could have used a wash, but I was too lazy to actually mixing my wash, which is very old. Yeah. We have to live with it. Thank goodness it's the back of the tank and no one really sees it when you don't pull it out of the model shelf. Yeah, that's a good thing. So yeah, anyways, the highlighting here on the back, perfectly shown, especially on the external fuel tanks. And I let you know a little secret here. I I lost the smoke grenade launcher. And I searched 5 hours for it. 5 hours wasted this week. Yeah. You know it now. Go back, count how many smoke grenade launchers there are on the tank, and try to figure out which one I lost. I won't stop you. We listen and we don't judge, guys. We listen and we don't judge. Anyways, now there would be the part of the video where I talk about my fundraising. Fundraiser isn't going strong right now. I mean, this week I have off and I am still producing videos. Maybe like at the end of the month I can show you guys some progress. But for now, progress will not be shown in the next videos. Next video is on Sunday, as a little sorry for not uploading in like 3 weeks again. And not keeping to my schedule that I kind of promised. So yeah, next video is on Sunday. It's the promised biplane. And yeah, we're at the end now. So thank you guys so much for watching. And please tell me in the comments, what do you think about Cold War era tanks? Should I build more of them? Or should I just build whatever my plan at the end of the year says? Like, whatever I say to put myself onto a plan. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My English absolutely broke right now. And until next time, Freundschaft.